the most important thing of all is having adequate power. Hey, it's Natalie Hill, and here at My Life in a Van, my purpose, my intention is to educate, entertain, but most importantly, to inspire and empower older women like me to know that they have the capacity, the resilience, the resourcefulness to live part-time or full-time in a vehicle, because there is so much adventure, there's so much freedom, there's so much power, there's so much opportunity that awaits. There are some critical essentials to living comfortably and being able to travel or live in a van or RV or car. And they include comfort, having a comfortable bed, being able to move around, having enough storage for the things that you need, being able to eat, cook, store your food, and possibly the most important thing of all is having adequate power. All right, so this is my brand new power station. This is from a company that they say it's pronounced Oupes. I know it looks like Oupes. It looks like Oupes to me. Oupes is actually, they say, a creative combination of 5 key concepts. O stands for optimize, U for uninterrupted, P for power, E for environment, and S for sustainable. So it's kind of like an acronym. I am so happy that now I am going to have double the power in my vehicle. This is going to make such a huge difference. This means that, like, if I had a day of power before, now I have 2 days. All right, we have all the, okay, so it's in a plastic. A lot of plastic. Look at that. It's pretty easy to lift. I can lift it with one hand. So we've got 4 AC outlets. We've got a DC, and I don't even know what these two are for. They say they're 12 volts, so this is DC 12 volt. We've got 4 USB-Cs and 2 USB A's. Okay, it comes with 3 power cords. This one is to charge it into an AC, like wall outlet. This one is to charge it with your solar power, and this one is to charge it in your vehicle, DC power. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So right now it is at 58% power. So what I want to do is plug it into this power strip I've got here and charge it for, let me show you this. This is a cool thing. This is like a rubber closure so that nothing gets into all the power outlets. Okay, so we're going to plug it in here. It's starting to charge it. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. We are starting at 58. We're going to see what we end up with in 10 minutes. So that's the first test, the speed of charging test. Okay, so it's kind of revving up. You can probably hear this. There's some heat, fan noise coming out here. Fan noise, so it's got the fan exhaust on both sides, not on the front and the back. Just to recap what this is a 1024 watt hour pure sine wave, 120 volt, 2000 watt Oupes power station. We're already up to 61. Going good at the 10-minute mark. All right, so we are coming toward 10 minutes. We've got 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. That's 10 minutes. So we will stop charging. So it got to 80. So it went from 58 to 80 in 10 minutes. So that's 22% in 10 minutes. That's incredible. This actually means that if you do 22% in 10 minutes, in 50 minutes, multiply that times 5, you'd have over 100%. So this means you can fully charge this in potentially less than an hour. Okay, let's try this blow dryer. So this is a low wattage blow dryer that I got off Amazon, and let's test it out. So let's blow dry on high for 3 minutes and see what it uses. Okay, that's high. So it's at 80%. At this draw, it could go for 50 minutes, 50 minutes it says. It's using 856 watts is the output. So it's at 80%. Just going to go for 3 minutes and see what we get. It's consistently using 856 watts, which is it's probably a 900 watt. I'm thinking it's a 900 watt blow dryer. And it's on high, which is pretty low for a blow dryer. You know, it's kind of a wimpy blow dryer, but my hair's kind of wimpy, so it works just fine for me. The main value of doing a test like this is to find out whether you can actually bring all of the appliances that you want to bring on the road with you. And this thing does run. The fan is on, and it puts out a little heat and a little noise when it's powering something. All right, that's it. And it used 5% of power for 3 minutes of blow drying. And a blow dryer is kind of a extravagant thing to bring in a van, I think. But it's something that improves the quality of my life because I just feel better if I feel like my hair looks better. Okay, so that's really good to know. All right, some appliances on the road are more considered essentials, like a fridge, like lighting. Some are considered more sort of luxury items. And the blow dryer is, in my mind, more of a luxury item, and so is the Instant Pot. But these are also quality of life items. So for me, having an Instant Pot means that I can cook bigger meals. I can cook one pot meals. I can make, you can bake in it, you can saute in it, you can, pressure cook in it, you can slow cook in it, you can cook rice in it, all kinds of things. So to me, this is a really handy appliance. So this is the 3-quart. What we're going to do is we're going to make rice. We're going to make a cup and a half of rice. I've already measured this and rinsed it. So that's a cup and a half of rice. And this is 2 cups of water that I've got here. And I'm going to add some salt, about a teaspoon and a half. This is Redmond's sea salt. See inside, that's what it looks like. So you can use a lot less water in a pressure cooker. All right, so putting the lid on. All right, I'm going to plug this in. And it says off. I'm going to put it on pressure cook, and I'm going to set it for 8 minutes. Great. Okay, it'll come on. So we're starting at 75%. Now, little, side note on the Instant Pot. So the Instant Pot is going to it might take 10 minutes at least to get up to temperature before it actually starts pressure cooking. So it'll take quite a few minutes before it will actually start counting up to 8 minutes. And so we started at 74%. We're just going to pay attention to this and see what happens, whether we can use an Instant Pot. Okay, we don't want to keep warm. I'm turning off keep warm. And we'll just leave this and see what happens. Now, at the same time this is going on, I'd like to also power my fridge, because that's the way it would typically be. You would typically be powering a fridge all the time. So I've got the fridge plugged into what I'm going to call shore power. I've got the fridge plugged into house. I cooled it down so it's at, the fridge is at just about running temperature. I'm going to plug this in. So right now it's drawing 702 watts. And it could do this for a total of 55 minutes. That's what it's saying there. Let me bring this up a little bit. And now I'm going to add the fridge. What I have here is a fridge freezer. So it's going to draw more power because it's a fridge freezer. And turning it on. And so right now it's at 41 degrees. The fridge is at 41 degrees and the freezer is at 23. So the freezer needs to come down quite a bit. So it needs to draw some power here. So right now, this Oupes is using 744 watts output, which is not much. I think that's great. So it says it can run for 50 minutes, 50 minutes, running both the Instant Pot and the fridge simultaneously. And once the Instant Pot's done, we'll see what it's drawing just to run the fridge. Okay, so I wanted to run these like real life tests, the kind of things that you would be likely to do in your van or RV when you're using this. So the Instant Pot is heating up. You know, like I said, it takes a while because it has to come to a boil. Okay, the Instant Pot is starting to put off steam, and the button is oscillating there. Can you see it? There you go. And when the button goes all the way up, there you go. Now it's under pressure. It's putting out 729 watts. We've got 43 minutes at power at this, volume of putting out watts. So the Instant Pot is still heating up. It's still heating up even though it's at pressure. It didn't quit putting out any heat. And the freezer is now at 42 degrees for the fridge and down to 1 degree in the freezer. I helped the freezer out a little bit by putting some of these freezer packs in there, and I'll tell you why, because normally you would have frozen food in a freezer. So to have it have no frozen food, didn't make any sense. Okay, this is great. Look what happened. So now it's running. The Instant Pot is starting at 8 minutes, and it's down now. The power station is only putting out 33 watts. So I think the freezer is now running on its own. It's like it doesn't require more power at this point. And now at this volume of output, we could run this power station for 9 hours at this. So this is really good to know. It's like the freezer getting down to cool level. Now it's down to -2. I think it's going to go to -4. Required a lot of power. The Instant Pot getting up to pressure required a lot of power. But now that both of them are at their temperature, this one hot, this one cold, it's using hardly any power at all. We're using only 33 watts. We could run it for 9 hours at this. So this has really been very interesting to me. I mean, maybe you knew all this stuff, but I didn't. And so I'm learning a lot through running this little experiment. Okay, very interesting. Right now, we are using no watts at all. And it's saying that the power station has 17 or 18 hours of power at this. We're down to -5, 42 for the fridge, -5 for the freezer. We are at 6 minutes left on the Instant Pot, and we are drawing no power at all. So this is really, I think, very interesting to note that both the freezer and the Instant Pot draw a fair amount of power when they are getting to temperature, but the cooking in the Instant Pot takes almost no power. So interesting to me. And the freezer, same thing. Once it gets down to temperature, it can maintain it without much power at all. And if the fridge was full of cold food, that would be working well too. And I just love what's happening now, which is like nothing. No power required to fuel either the fridge or the Instant Pot. I had no idea that the Instant Pot basically ran on its own once it came to temperature. I had no idea. Okay, right now I'm really liking this Oupes power station, like it a lot, and I can definitely see how it's going to really magnify my ability to feel comfortable, relax, and know that I've got plenty of power for, you know, a few days on the road, especially if there's sun, and I can recharge it with solar. Okay, the Instant Pot just finished, so I'm going to push cancel because it is done. And I can actually unplug it because it doesn't need any more power for anything. Okay, we are now using 41, 42 watts, probably for the fridge there. And it can run at 8 hours for 8 hours at this level. So the good thing, really good thing about the fridge is that I can, it has two outlets. It has AC and DC. So the AC is what we're using right now in here, but the DC I can plug into the car, into the car's DC, you know, cigarette lighter thing. And so that means that the fridge, whenever I'm driving or whenever the DC is able to be powered, can be run off the car battery, and I don't have to use the power station to run the fridge. Okay, there you've had my overview of the Oupes power station, the 1024 watt hours. I love this thing, and I love it because of a number of reasons. I love it because it is light enough that I can easily lift it, even with one hand. I can carry it to and from my car. I love it because it charges so super fast. I love the way it tells you how many hours you have remaining at the current output. I love it because it has so many different outlets. I am charging up an old phone with a cracked, I don't know if you can see all the cracks, with the cracked case. Let's charge that. I am charging up my other camera microphone. We'll charge that up. So this is good. So we've got the USB-C and the USB-A going. So those two are being charged, and we are showing a draw of nothing. And we've still got 19 hours or 18 or 19 oscillating between the 2 hours left. So little things are apparently don't take much. Hey, let's charge my laptop. Okay, we've got the laptop in now. Oh, let's see, it didn't make the beep sound that it makes when it's charging. It's not showing that it's charging. Maybe we need to use this. Ah, maybe we need to push the button. Yes, we do. We need to push. Okay, this is a really good lesson. If you don't push the button of the set of things that it's charging, it won't charge them. So right now it's off. Even though they're plugged in, they're not being charged. Now I push the button and they're being charged. So now it's using 28 to 36 watts, and we're down to 8 hours of time. So if I charge these three things together, this would reduce the amount of time that we have left on this battery to 8 hours. Okay, so this is again really good. My guess is that the laptop is taking the most. So let's unplug it and see what's left. Yeah, it brings it down to 12 watts. if we are just charging the microphone and the old cracked phone. And if we add the laptop, it brings it between 23 and 30-ish. And it's saying that we're down to 8 or 9 hours remaining at this level. I like this a lot. I really like all of these USB ports here. And this just has plenty of ports. It has just enough ports for everything that I want to plug in. Okay, I love this thing. I think it's a great buy. And when I compared it on Amazon to its competitors, this one was $100 less for the equivalent amount of power. And when you're spending, you know, I mean, who wouldn't rather spend $400 than $500, right? So check for some links below this video for coupons or deals or, you know, whatever, so you can get the best deal on this if you want to check it out. I think it's great. I'm really glad I have it.